Okay, so the last video talked about the setup of the experiment. This one is just going to talk through the procedure. I'm not going to film me doing the whole experiment. I'm just going to put in a series of pictures of the results so that you can take readings. So, to do the experiment, first thing we need to do is measure the cross-section of this wire, the diameter of this wire. As we've said, the Young's modulus of a wire is based on the stress over the strain. The stress is defined as the force over the area. So we need to know the cross-sectional area of this piece of wire. So using a digital caliper, I'm going to take several readings for the diameter of this wire at the start of the experiment. In the Young's modulus, there's two different ways of doing it, but we're going to use the principle that we assume the cross-sectional area stays constant. Now, of course, that can't be true. If the wire is getting longer, it has also to get thinner. But we use the starting cross-sectional area throughout, and that's a fairly standard method to doing this experiment. Then, having taken that reading and recorded carefully both distance measurements at these two places, using both the ruler and the eyepiece, we're going to add an additional 100 gram mass to here, so that we've increased the force on the wire by 1 Newton. Then we come back and we take two more readings of the length. Now, the reason we're using these two methods to record the length is because initially we think the increase in length is going to be small. We don't expect these things to move very far, so taking reading on the ruler is going to be hard. But at the start, when the movements are small, we can take readings with the Russian eyepieces. Later on in the experiment, as we add more and more masses and the force on the wire goes up, these movements are going to get bigger. Eventually, these flags will move off the Russian eyepiece screens, but that's fine because then we can take over with our ruler and start taking readings. The reason that we're using two of these is because we're never 100% sure that the wire doesn't slip slightly out of this block. So rather than measuring the length of the entire piece of wire, we measure the length of the wire between these two masking tape flags. So that's the reason we're using these two masking tape flags. So what I'll do is start adding some masses, taking some pictures for the readings so that you can take some results in your results table yourself. And I'll put another video on the later masses where we start to get some bigger movements of this, and you might be able to see it moving.